Good morning, Logan. What's up, Doc? I heard you sold a motorcycle. Yeah, I'm finally getting over my motorcycle addiction thanks to this therapy. Is it true that you bought 2 more a week later? But they're really cool. Why do we even come here? You've made no progress. To talk about motorbikes? Well, what do you think? Not bad. Finally got myself a CBR250 RR. It's a 1990 MC22 super response quarter, which means it's one faster 250. And yet this is a Honda from the 90s, and this is pretty much the pick of the bunch when it comes to the 250 4-cylinder battle between all the 4 Japanese manufacturers. The Honda was the one to have. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this back up and running and on the road again. It's been sitting at least 5 years. People say, oh yeah, it's been sitting 4 or 5 years, so it may have been sitting even longer than that. And yeah, I just picked this up locally, so I'm looking forward to getting into it and seeing what it needs. Hopefully it's nothing too major. Right, let's get some of the seat tank off, see what we're dealing with. I'm regretting not drawing anything on that airbox lid. I wonder what the reasoning for another plate under the air filter is. And what felt like 100 screws later, I think it's ready to come off. I can't believe how big these carbs are for 62.5 cc cylinders. These are massive. Like, look at them. Imagine them singing at 19,000 RPM. Don't worry, she gave me consent to take her fairings off. And as suspected, these carbs are going to be a pain to get off. Oh, man. That's some nasty fuel coming out of the carb bowls. Ugh. Bit of heat to make life easier. Should just pop off, hopefully. Here we go. And gave them all a tap so that they loosen nicely. A little bit of shock loosening. Right, so the carbs are completely stripped down to as small as I can get them. 2 of them, that one and that one there, their mixture screws don't want to come out, so I've ordered brand new ones, and I'm going to ultrasonic clean these and then hope with a little bit of heat I can get them out afterwards, because they are not budging. I've tried every trick in the book and I don't want to damage anything. So I took the exhaust off and I cleaned up I checked out the exhaust valves and see what they look like up the ports. I don't know if you can see or not, but they're looking pretty good. I was worried that there might have been a bit of rust on the stems because of how long it's been sitting, but they look pretty good. So I put some WD-40 on them, and the exhaust studs, surprise surprise, 6 of them the nuts were rusted on and just pulled the studs out of the head, so I got them soaking in WD-40, and yeah, I'll be able to double nut them and get them apart. Now to whip these old plugs out. Carefully moving it back and forth by hand to make sure no valves are hitting any pistons. A little bit worried initially. I figured out how to turn this over a bit quicker. I had one of these impact adapters, which I've literally had for years and never once used. And that should be enough grunt, this on low range, to turn this over. Cool. Now I think I'm going to drain the oil. So that's where all the stale fuel went. New filter. Now to put in some of this Golden Nectar Valvoline VR1. It is some of the best oil you'll ever get, and I swear by it. Next, I've got to fix the clutch perch and the clutch cable. See, there's a tarry sludge now coming out of the end. And that is just what we want to see. I'm going to keep pumping that WD-40 through. I'm starting to notice a theme of cables not wanting to move. The choke cable is solid. The roll cables though actually move, which is good. I just need to give them a little bit of lube. And then I think I might whip the top off and inspect the valve clearance and see what we're looking at. So I locked the scissor gear with a wee bolt, and yeah, the cams are also quite light. Radio valve clearance is all done. Pretty straightforward. I actually kind of like it. You can do them individually instead of having to take the chain off and all that mumbo jumbo, but it's pretty good. So that's all in there, and I thought I'll chuck my new plugs in. So these are the old ones, and as you can see, they're pretty fouled up. So I'm actually going to change them to 8s, which is a slightly hotter plug, which hopefully should keep them a little bit cleaner and stop them fouling up as much. Now to put all these fiddly bits and the coils all back above the top of the engine. Works lovely. That's good. Well, it only took 2 weeks, but we finally have the parts I've ordered and the bits and bobs needed to fix these carburetors and get them back on the bike. There's the carb rubbers. That's good. Can't even remember what this is. Oh, no, it's not for me. Well, at least it's not my Christmas present. That would have been awkward. I don't know if you can hear that terrible noise, but it seems to be doing something. I've got carbs in there. Water is getting dirtier, so yeah, fingers crossed it doesn't explode or go on fire, and we'll have some relatively clean carbs, which hopefully I can get those 2 mixture screws out. On the home stretch now of cleaning up all these bits. As you can see, the carbs came out absolutely amazing out of the ultrasonic cleaner. Definitely recommend one of them. So they've been through twice, once with just dishwashing liquid, some hot water, and the second time with proper degreaser. Now, the only thing that the ultrasonic cleaner didn't seem to be very good at was cleaning out pilot jets, because these are still blocked. So I'm really hoping that these are the same size as PWK can jets, and if they are, I might have something. Yeah, no luck with 35s, but I did manage to find 4 38s, and I've got heaps that are bigger than that, but for now I'm going to chuck these in and I'll just adjust the mixture and see how it goes. They might be completely fine with these, you know, just lean it off a little bit with the mixture screw compared to the standard setting, and it should in theory be fine. On to the hard part, which is assembling these carbs. Now luckily I made my life much easier by taking a whole bunch of photos, so I knew exactly how they went back together. Next, I'm going to get rid of this old coolant, flush the cooling system a couple of times, mix up some nice blue coolant, which that should definitely add 10 horsepower. Now I've got about 95% of the coolant out of the system. There is some in the drain bottle, and I don't actually want to remove it. It's way down in there. So what I'm going to do is I just cut a piece off the garden hose, and it's about that long. I've just drilled a small hole in it, shoved the air line into it like that, point this at a container, put the other end in the bottle, and just put some air, and it'll change the pressure in the tank or in the line, and a Venturi type effect, and it will suck the fuel, not the fuel. It works for fuel really good for draining petrol tanks of stale fuel, but I'm going to use it for coolant in the expansion tank. I'm mixing up the forbidden Kool-Aid at a 1:1 ratio. Onto refitting the studs to the head with some green Loctite and a little bit of anti-seize on the nut threads. The more I look at this exhaust, the more I've decided that I'm actually going to make a new exhaust system for it in the future, because there's definitely some things that need redesigning on it. Like a glove. Some more horsepower adders. The last gaskets just arrived, so on they go. Finally, these carbs are fully assembled and ready to go on the bike, and it has taken, I feel like forever. I don't even know how long, 3 or 4 weeks between taking them apart, finally getting all the blimmin' parts for them and getting them all back together. Let's chuck them on the bike and hopefully I can hear it run. Right, I have been busy. Off camera, I put all the carbs on and the intake and all that mumbo jumbo. I put the new Yuasa battery in it, and it is, yeah, got some fuel in it. I haven't got the fuel tank on. I've just filled the carbs up, and yeah, I'm gonna hopefully start it up. Hopefully it runs. Terry's hiding in the background. He said he doesn't want to be on camera, so I'll respect his wishes. And yeah, I suppose I'll put this down and hit the starter, and fingers crossed she runs. No go-go. Come on. Quick break, we checked for spark. It's got spark on all cylinders, and then we dried the plugs because they were wet with WD-40 and put it back together. Full choke.
Well, yes, I think it is.
It's going to smoke for a bit. It's got oil and WD-40 in the exhaust. Need to adjust the bit. I think a bit of that fuel is too rich. Good. Well, I am over the moon is an understatement to hear this thing run, and it actually sounds pretty good. It's firing on all 4 cylinders, and it's not too bad. One of the mixture screws is an absolute pain to get to, and I can't really adjust it much at the moment. But apart from that, it seems to be running pretty good and idling not too bad. But before it's ready to ride, there's a lot of safety things that need fixing. The brakes need doing, and a whole bunch of other stuff which I just haven't got time for, and I really want to get this video out. It's already several weeks late because it just took forever waiting on parts. But yeah, so I'm ecstatic. I got myself a awesome wee Honda. I can't wait to give it a ride. But yeah, until then, this has been Logan from the Motorcycle Forge. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Oh, cool.
Okay.
Means I can finish the video, I can start editing.
It's probably still going.
Oh my god, it is. It's been going for 9